Fellas. Good morning. Back at it with another one, man. And we're just gonna jump right into it because I know we got some stuff going on this morning. But I was thinking about, just kind of our daily routines, and it's something that we all share is our daily affirmations. Something that we learn as entrepreneurs. It's like one of the number one things that you should get really good at, and at least you should know about it. Um, but I think there's a lot of people that don't really know what daily affirmations are, let alone, how to use them. I think people just think it's like some, you're just like meditating and you got to get in that cross-legged, crisscross applesauce and like that woosah and like say the stuff. It's like, no, that's not necessarily what it is. It could be as simple as just your thoughts and thinking something when you're driving and whatever it is, positive or negative. We'll talk about that. But I was scrolling through this morning on my Instagram and I saw a friend of mine who makes clothes, and he was he was excited about putting out the new collection, but then he was also, the way he set it up was like, it's always nerve-wracking to, you never know how people are going to respond to your clothes. I hope everyone likes it or whatever. And to me, like on surface level, that doesn't seem like it's bad. But it's almost like trying to soften the blow in case someone doesn't like it. You're kind of setting it up for, it doesn't seem like you're very confident about it. And it's in that sense, to me, that seems like a negative affirmation to put out there. Just expect it to be great. And it doesn't mean it's always going to be great, but just these are the kinds of things we try to tell ourselves, or we need to tell ourselves in our mind. And so anyways, that was a long introduction for, I think we should talk about daily affirmations because it is extremely important. I know that you guys have personal examples of how you've seen it, affect your life. And I think it's worth sharing for sure, because I think, again, a lot of people just think daily affirmations are something, they think it's one thing, but it might not necessarily be. And kind of, how do you guys do it, or what are they? How do you guys do it? How do you see the effects in your life and that kind of stuff? But anyways, get off my my introduction. So what examples comes to you guys' mind when it comes to daily affirmations, or maybe an example for you personally, someone close to you, maybe a leader you heard of, or a video? Like what comes to your mind when you think like of like, cool stories to talk about when it comes to affirmations? Somebody gonna answer.
The first thing I was gonna say, I was gonna mess around when you said doing like crisscross. Said if that was the first step, Morgan, I would be screwed. We're one of the most unlimited people.
I was thinking the same thing. That's hilarious.
I could barely put my legs out and sit up straight without arching. No, man, yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people do it without knowing, and like you said, they do it in a bad way. They'll say like negative things, like, I don't know, just like different things like, oh, I'm not good enough, or, I don't deserve this, or just different things like that. And they're always going to keep attracting that. Sometimes it's hard for people to understand because it's not like a tangible thing that you can see. It's something that you're saying to attract things. So like, okay, for example, have you ever like something goes wrong and it's like the whole saying, when it rains, it pours. Mm-hmm. You stub your toe and then you're like, oh my gosh, you're all mad. And then like you drop drop something, drop your water, and then you run over a bump when your tire pops, and like you're so mad and you're negative the whole day. So your affirmations are negative and you're attracting all of that. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, let's use it the opposite way. Let's use it positively and bring things towards you that you want. So an example, saying things to yourself as if you already have them in your possession, right? Because your brain doesn't know from reality or if it's not true. It just knows whatever you tell it, right? Your subconscious mind, whatever you tell it enough times, it's going to believe. So think about how many people have told themselves a negative story and now they're the victim because they've played that negative story so much in their mind.
Mhm.
That's all they have. So like, for an example, Serena, my wife, she's been saying affirmations about her social media because she's been trying to brand herself and get noticed with her makeup. And ever since she started saying it, dude, she's been getting like a good amount of followers. And the other day, she put up a video and got like over 1 million views, and it gave her like an extra 16,000 followers in like a few days. And I was like, what the? I'm like, you make me believe more. And like, but she's had her social media for years,
Mhm.
right? So someone might say, oh, it's coincidence. Okay, that's fine. But she's had it for years and this has never happened. And a month after she's saying affirmations, this happens, right? And so it's just crazy. Like, you can literally get what you want in life by affirming it,
Mhm.
right? So that would be my example that I would give. I don't know if you guys have any personal examples or anything else you could think of.
Yeah, for sure. I was about to say I'm for sure about to pass the mic to my dude Morgan, because I already know he about to freaking knock it out of the park, man. I know you have some stories, man, for sure. But dude, affirmations are key, bro, for sure. And I'll be the first to say that I have to get better with doing it daily because I sometimes I forget, or you just get lazy, or you're like, oh, I gotta do this. This is more important, whatever. Like, daily affirmations are very important, and they're key to starting your day for sure, but also ending your day. And we all got to get better at doing that, doing it twice a day, in the beginning and in the night. Or if there's a better time for you in the midday where you feel like that's better for you, who am I to say what the best time is? But for sure, just bringing it and putting it in, some time of your day um, is definitely necessary for sure, because there's been some almost like miracle stories, from people reading them and saying them out loud and all this stuff. So, but anyways, Morgan, what about you? Like, what comes to mind, or what thoughts, like when Dylan was speaking about it, like what are your thoughts on it?
Um, yeah, just to go off a little bit what Dylan was saying, and to dig a little bit deeper in the science. By no means am I a guru in this topic, but I've listened to a lot of gurus in this topic, and I've studied it a lot, and it makes sense. So one thing I would say is, so what are daily affirmations? Positive affirmations is, just like Dylan was saying, is saying things out loud. And that's the key point. You can't just think of it in your head, although you need to be thinking positive things too, but speaking out loud what you want in life, but as if you already have it. So you are literally telling yourself and feeling, and not just saying it, but envisioning, feeling how, like thinking about how it would feel to be able to live in that specific scenario, to be able to live in that type of environment, and to possess what it is that you're wanting to possess. Because just like Dylan was saying, you are literally programming your brain. And so our subconscious and our brain is just like a computer. You can program it however you want to program it. And to some people, it sounds weird. You're just like, oh, you're like, I have $1 million. And you're just like, okay, like that's the stupidest thing. It feels like you're like, it's weird. You know what I mean?
What I wanted to make.
Yeah. But it's weird because you don't do it. But why is it not weird when you say, I'm so freaking fat? Oh my gosh, I can never do anything right. Oh my goodness, I suck. Why is that not weird? It's because we're just negative people. Like, that's how we are. Like, we're made with that like mentality. Our environment pushes us a lot of times to be negative. What we see on the news, it's all freaking negative. This person was killed. There's a mass murdering in this city. Like, it's all negative. So we've been trained and programmed since we were little kids to think negatively, because the majority, I would venture to say 99% of humans think negatively, and they speak negatively, right? So my question to people is, if thinking negatively and speaking negatively can literally make you sick, like literally, it can cause stress. Stress can lead to I don't know, like issues with blood pressure, all these different things. It could literally physically make you sick. Well, then why wouldn't the opposite be true? That thinking and speaking positively could attract wealth, could attract the lifestyle you want, could make you healthier, could put you in a better state of mind. So why wouldn't the opposite be true? And the reality is that it is true. It's just that most people don't want to accept it because they're like, oh, that's weird to like speak that out loud. But you're speaking negative crap out loud every freaking day, right? All the gossip that people talk about, it's all negativity. And so just like Dylan was saying, you attract it. And so you have to be very, very careful about what you say. And most of the time, people have no idea they're doing it, have no idea they're doing it. And so first thing to overcome this is you have to think about what you're thinking about, right? Hopefully that makes sense. You have to think about what you're thinking about because 90% of our thoughts are the same thing every single day. And so if you're thinking 90% of our thoughts are the same thing every single day, are you thinking about good stuff every single day? Or is it the negative crap that you're always thinking about every single day? And if it is the negative crap, you are programming your brain to think negatively over and over and over every single day. So you got to think about what you're thinking about and then realize when it's negative and stop thinking that. Think positively. There's always a positive scenario in every situation. You choose to look at it negatively or you choose to look at it positively. So you start looking at it positively. You speak out loud positive situations as if you're already living in that situation. And then you feel and you visualize and you meditate on how it would actually feel to be able to live there. What's the day look like when you wake up in the morning? Is it sunny? Is it cold? Like, what is your perfect day? How does it feel? And you're envisioning yourself there. And the reason why, again, is because just like Dylan said, your subconscious mind doesn't know if from reality to fantasy. All it knows is what you're more emotionally attached to. So my question to people, and then I'll give you an example and I'll be done. But my question to people is when people say, oh, okay, I do daily affirmations, but it doesn't work. Say, okay, well, how do you do them? And they're like, every day I say, I'm a millionaire. I love my family, like whatever, right? And then all of a sudden they're like coming to me and they're complaining and they're like, every freaking appointment that I set cancels. People always freaking cancel on me. Oh my gosh, I suck. And then my question is, okay, well, which one did you have more enthusiasm about? Which one were you more convicted about? That you sucked and that everyone cancels on you, or that you're a millionaire and you love your family? Right? So you think about that. Which one were you more emotionally attached to? In that example, it was that I suck and that people cancel on me. And that's how we are most of the time. We're more emotionally attached and more deeply moved to the negative. And your subconscious only knows what you're more emotionally attached to. And so you are literally programming your brain to tell you that everybody's going to cancel on you. So you're going to attract more of cancellations. You're also going to be attracting that you suck in whatever you do. So you're going to start attracting that as well. So you have to be able to have that enthusiasm, that emotional connection to whatever you're saying, because you can literally program yourself for good or for bad, but it's up to you. You literally have the code to reprogram your whole life, your whole brain, but it's up to your subconscious because that's exactly what controls what we attract and how it works. So just as a simple example, most people know that we're in the money game, and I say my affirmations. And just the other day, I was saying affirmations of how people willingly and openly give me referrals because they know the type of person I am. They know I'm a good person. I have integrity. I treat people right. I do a good job. I know what I'm talking about in finance. We help them out, all that stuff. And so people want to send people my way because they trust me. We did a good job for them. And then they want other people that they know to be able to get helped as well. And so I've been saying that. And literally, dude, I started saying that just the other day. And within like 2 days, I had like 3 or 4 people reach out to me randomly that I haven't spoken to in months. And they're like, hey, one of my friends, name is blah, 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 needs some help financially. I told them about you. I'm gonna send a three-way text and introduce you so you can help them out randomly. And just like Dylan was saying with Serena, people can say, oh yeah, it's a coincidence. Well, okay, you keep thinking it's a coincidence. I'm gonna keep telling myself positive affirmations and I'm gonna keep attracting the good stuff. You keep telling yourself it's coincidence and you keep attracting crap in your life. That's totally fine. It's up to you. But just like I said, if you can attract negative, if you can make yourself unhealthy because of negative thought and talk, you can for sure do the opposite, which is attract wealth, which is attract positivity, which is attract good things in your life and create better health and better mental state for yourself. So hopefully that makes sense, guys, to give you a little bit about the science and why you have to do it, how you have to do it, and then just a quick example of how it literally just worked last week with me. So
I want to add one last thing real quick, Leighton.
Yeah.
Everything, obviously, what Morgan said is huge. And then the one last thing I want to add is what we kind of spoke about yesterday when we were talking about this type of stuff was people's actions have to be congruent with what they want and what they're trying to attract. And that's why the example that Morgan's giving, if they're attracting negativity, it's because they're not working or they're doing everything to justify all the stuff that's happening to them. And so by doing a certain action, it's the opposite's true. If you're saying, I have, an abundance of money, let's say, or whatever, if you're attracting something that you currently don't have, you have to do something that you currently haven't done. So it's not like sit on your butt and attract everything. It's not how it works. But exactly like Morgan said, if you're programming a computer, then you have to click A for A to pop up. You can't just tell the computer, well, now you can because of the voice thing, but you know what I mean? So your actions have to be congruent. So I know we're ending on time, but I wanted to ask one question to both of you. Leighton, you had mentioned in the very beginning about saying affirmations in the morning and night. So why do you guys think it's important to do that morning and night and not just in the middle of the day only? Why morning and night?
So I know Morgan obviously has the actual answer, but I believe it's because starting your day off right and doing it right when you wake up in the morning is gonna set your day up for success because that's what's on your mind. Sorry about this phone, it started ringing, but anyways, that's what's on your mind. That's getting your day kickstarted. It's the most important. It's just like people would talk about breakfast is the most important meal of the day. When you just wake up, it's really important to start it off in the right way, and then obviously going to sleep right before you go to bed or just sometime in the nighttime. So that way, even when you're sleeping, it's on your mind. And when you're dreaming about that stuff and all that. It's just, and then it goes back into the next day when you wake up. So it's always on your mind. And so you'll never be able to, forget it. It's always going to be festering and bringing people closer to you and attracting money or whatever it is that you need. So that's what I believe. Then right after I finish, the phone stopped ringing. Cool. Convenient.
Because people were telling God was telling people to answer your call because you know what you're talking about.
Hey.
No, I just give my stamp of approval. I approve that message because everything you said was correct. Think about it, guys. Your mindset is the most important thing to protect because you think about everything before you act. A thought always comes before an action. And so if you're thinking negatively, you're going to act negatively. If you think positive, you're going to act positively. That is literally like the thing that controls everything in your life, everything. And so you got to be able to protect it and make sure that it's in the right spot. So in the morning, super important to be able to make sure you have a positive day is to start off thinking the right thing. And just like Leighton said, to finish. Why? Because throughout the whole day and while you're sleeping, your subconscious is going to be reprogramming itself with all the positive things that you've been telling it and flushing out and filtering out all the crap that you've had in your brain over the last 20, 25, 50 years or whatever that you've been alive. So super important.
Fire. Absolutely incredible, gentlemen. Always grateful for you guys. I love hearing your insight, especially when it comes to this, because this is something where I understand how it works, but I need to get better at being as far as consistency. So it's awesome to be able to hear you guys weigh in on it and share some stories of how it's affected you guys in your life personally. So thank you. We're gonna get this one uploaded sooner, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday.